So, guys, what I want to do is with this live, basically, the purpose of this live is to talk about one. I need to update you guys because we've had a lot of questions, boku question, about the nursing program that I'm trying to help you guys with. So, I want for take care of that and and talk about other things. But I need to bring you guys up to speed because there's a lot of questions with regards to the nursing program, and I think it's best that I try to talk about those. So that is what I want to talk to you guys about. Okay. All right. So welcome, by the way. And before I even start to talk about the nursing program, the process, because I told you guys I'm going to guide you guys through the process, right? Because I've already helped, some folks, make it through. So I want to guide you guys through the process, basically. That is what it's going to be. And you're going to be involved the whole time. Everybody, want to take advantage of that particular process there, for becoming an RN in the United States. You're going to be involved the whole time. It's you get for be involved, absolutely. I know there is a lot of questions, but I'm sticking my neck out on this one, because like I said in my first live that I did, I talked about the fact that I'm for one will believe say we for keep we brains them in Africa. Sierra Leone is not an exception, right? Keep the brilliant minds, there and that's alone, But if we did a nation where the services of civil servants and emergency care personnel, they're not receiving the kind of respect that they deserve. If we live in societies where everybody else is fine at the top, president, ministers, parliamentarians, they are fine. They're living a great life, then they get salary. But then you come to the folks that are actually holding the foundation of the nation. You talk about the police, you talk about the military, you talk about the nurses, you talk about doctors, all of these people, teachers, all of these folks, right? And you see they're not taken care of, they're not priority, these guys don't care. So that is the issue at Anaya. But I'm tired. It's been a long week for me. But I decided to say, let me just come and update you guys that are interested in the nursing program. Like I told you guys, one of the nurses is in Sierra Leone right now. She's gonna be there for 2 weeks. So to set up everything with the office, get the staff trained and all of that, because there are different steps. The first step, of course, is the credentialing part, and then after credentialing, we go to the CES. We get forget the all these stages in the process. Going to the exams that has to be taken, the visa interview applications, Kamnaya for can take the NCLEX RN exams, all of that. So it's a step, it's a process. So she's going to train all of these people in Sierra Leone right now to help you guys through this process, basically. Okay. So you're going to be involved the whole time through. I'm also thinking about setting up like a Twitter account for you guys that will have questions. So instead of overloading the email address, at least on the Twitter, you can, make sure say you send a message, a personal message in a way. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about that. But before I start this live for real, let me say many thanks first of all to my sisters and brothers in the United Kingdom, and of course my brothers, brother Cashbox and Comrade Koita for the phenomenal work we didn't do for engage folks in the United Kingdom as well to ensure that they support them with the protest. So I want to talk to them, thank them for that, and thanks Sierra Leoneans. I mean, it's like one of the biggest protests in the diaspora to date. As we see some videos them way, you can only imagine how beautiful it is. And Sierra Leoneans then decide for really come out and support, in grand style, the protest in the United Kingdom. So it's phenomenal. And I want for, just say many thanks to our brothers and sisters in the UK, because we know it's a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot that goes into these protests for say the left use for go protest and this and that. And it's not a funny deal. So by the way, let me just share this with you guys. I want you guys to see this. I don't want this. Say don't say Thomas. Don't say Thomas. Sierra Leoneans. Merci. Say the go. Massive protests. And they will go celebrate beaucoup.
One day I don't see protests like this. From Don St. Thomas, the St. Thomas, when I see them on the ground, all when I see one day.
All right. You know, so again, like I said, it's a lot of sacrifice on their part. You know, we don't say few of us, in as much as some taking this and say we want for engage in those activities, but given the nature of, you know, some of the folks them, the jobs them, they're not good for doing, but you know, it's the intention, the hearts that matter, and also, and a lot of folks are contributing in other ways, right? You know, their presence on social media, it's heartfelt and all that stuff. So thanks to our brothers and sisters in the United Kingdom. It is a lot of sacrifice there. Think about the money we man and lost today, and you man them, we not go work. You know, say they get for call off. And this part of the country, this part of the world we'll find ourselves, it's every day na money. So for any day we not go work, especially when I take off, you get for take off, because a lot of our brothers and sisters get for take off. Even if they use them PTO or they get them time, you know, still na money ain't a loss. You know, so it's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of sacrifice. You know, and these are people we don't want to, you know, belong to the government, not ever collect government money. These are people we don't want to eat government money. I mean, these are just, you know, patriotic citizens that love their country and decide to, you know, go out here and protect democracy, because that's what they're doing. Basically, it's about protecting democracy in Sierra Leone. So I want to say many thanks to all of them for doing that and taking the sacrifice. You know, it's not easy. But yeah. So before I even go to really what I want to talk about, and by the way, if you know anybody who's a nurse, like I said, you're taking care of yourself financially. I know, you know, I'm not going to sponsor anybody personally. But financially, you'll take care of yourself. All I'm going to do is guide you through the process from Sierra Leone, take you to America now, and able for work as an RN. I'm going to guide you through the process because I already don't do them. So I'm going to show you what to do step by step along the way. But I'm not going to be doing it personally. That is why I have staff. Like I said, one of my nurses is in town. She's going to go set up the office and everything, right? But again, I just want you to know she's in town, and over the next day or two, I go make an announcement, because what we try to do for some of you guys that have that are already, you know, one for I know Sierra Leoneans, of course, and I don't blame you guys if you have trust issues. I know a lot of you guys have been burnt before. A lot of you they don't jupe on a panen and they go lie pound and say this and that. This is what I'll guarantee you guys. If you don't get visa from the American embassy in Freetown, the program, you know, the right. You understand me? You know, go right. But that is where you're going to get your visa. From there you get visa, and then you left Salon Fly America direct. That is what I'm going to tell you guys, okay? I know there's a lot of, you know, human trafficking going on, and a lot of our brothers and sisters are falling victims. But guys, you see, some of us have a reputation to keep. And this is something me and my wife, you know, I discuss that with wife. And I say, of course, people over the years, of course, the one that will sabi you, no say you're not after anything now. You know, say you just want to help people. You know, I just want to help in my own small way that I could. But I am painfully aware of the problems, the struggles that a lot of you guys have gone through, where people in the can lie on a town and say they get program. I don't have a program. I am going to show you the process. Yes, it is possible if you have a diploma in nursing or a BSc or BSN in nursing from Sierra Leone, from a reputable institution. Because what is going to happen is we're going to transcribe your license and your transcripts from school. And they transcribe them and go to what they call credentialing process. So that the first step down one day. But again, like I say, just to make it clear, if you're scared, you're worried, you're concerned, I get it. I know. But like I said, I don't have a program. I have a process. I'm going to show you guys how you can get it done, how you can be able to migrate from the Sierra Leone to the United States, even with your family members, for some of you guys that are married. All of this, I would not put everything out there, but it's phenomenal. It's fantastic. That is why when I go for SIP and the application form, when I go for ask for family members, you're married, if you're a man or you're a woman, vice versa, your husband and wife, in the information for the application paperwork, you picking them when I get picking them, all of that. But again, who's going to be responsible financially? Now you, right? But I am going to make sure that I guide you guys through the process to migrate for Kamnaya and work as a registered nurse in America. But the journey starts with you. That day when you make the decision, say you want to become a nurse, that was it right there, right? So that is why I'm telling you guys, as long as you have your diploma in nursing or you have your BSc in nursing, that's all that matters, right? We're going to get the transcripts transcribed for meetup. Say, yes, America go say, okay, America go tell us, say, well, yes, you transcript and you license. It is the equivalent of a nurse in America. After that process is done, we're at the fourth step. Then we move on to the other steps. Again, those steps, when we get there, I'll take you guys there. For guide you now, when I reach to decide for take visa, it is a lot of paperwork. I know America and then paperwork wahala. So it's paperwork. That is why I get staff then at Tongna with the tin. And one of the nurses is in town. And I'm going to make an announcement over the next two days or so that we can have like a sort of like a meeting of when all we don't express interest. So stay glued to your email address. Stay glued to your email address because everything we're going to forward to that address, okay? So when I already express interest, I'll go for make, then we all go see them rather than the answer question 111111. With me self not go able, I know some of you don't send message that me face messenger, that they send message at WhatsApp. I don't see those messages. If you're lucky, I see your message, fine. But it's a lot of stuff. I am not going to be in charge of answering all your questions. I'm just going to oversee the program. I'm going to guide those guys in Freetown for make sure say they know everything for do. Then go to get to me and ask me you side and get hard times and difficulties. Guys, if you notice, I'm doing this in Korea today. I want to forget and reach to all my people. And I know anybody that wants to become a registered nurse in America should understand English. So I know if I speak English, it shouldn't be a problem. But I talk pan Creole. Because the reason why this is a process where I don't mind helping other folks from other countries because I do have some Ghanaian followers, Nigerian followers, and all of that. I don't mind helping them, as well to guide them through the process. But mainly for now, since it is, I'm talking to you guys as Sierra Leoneans, I'm telling you that is what it is. So by Friday or Saturday this week, or maybe next week, but I'll make the announcement. I want you guys to sit with that nurse, one within a tongue now, for let hear from the horse's mouth. It will explain, it will talk to her about the process. I will begin until we reach to the side we reach to delegate today. But like I said, everybody, you are going to be in charge of your finances. Now you get for responsible for all the fees involved along the process. I am not sponsoring anybody personally. But like I said, you would have your visa from American Embassy in Freetown. Now from there, you go for come up for camp, fly camp. Because a lot of people have been duped with them process, with them program. When they get program, no. I don't have a program for you. I'm going to show you the process. I'm going to guide you through, and we'll get there. It can be done because I already don't do them. I don't prove them. So that is what I really want to talk to you guys. The email when I'm done with this live, I'll type the email address that you can send an email to and just express your interest. Just say, hey, I'm interested in the program. But like I said, for one person, it might cost you anywhere from $4,000 to about $5,000-6,000, because the credentialing process, then they alone, you get for almost $800 just the credentialing, the first part, because you get for sending money to now. Make us say now every step you guys are going to be involved. Now they send the money to the institution. With the show now, for sending money to the institution American where they do the credentialing. Then you get for cost Daniel alone at $400. And then when I get for go to the licensed midwives board or so, forget on a license. Then when I get for go on a school, so on a attend nursing school for on a transcript for send them to that institution. They then get for evaluate them. For watch every subject by subject, stay they analyze the course and say, yes, your nursing degree in Sierra Leone is the equivalent of nursing degree in America. Do you guys understand these steps that I'm talking about? Okay. So that is the first step. It is your responsibility. You're going to be in charge of that. Just going to guide you guys through the process. And then all the others now, after we're done with that step day, we then can take anywhere from 1 to 2 months when we're done with that. And then we get to the next steps. All right. It's feasible. It can be done. All right. So you will get interest in that. When I see why I take me time, I talk slow today because I want everybody to understand. Don't send me personal messages. If you get a question, send them to that email address. My staff in Freetown, they are looking at those emails, and I'm sure for those of you guys that have expressed your interest or sent an email, you guys see how you get responded to. Not as fast, but you're still getting response because it's a lot, right? So I just want you guys to be patient. When you send an email, be patient. Look out for your email, and we'll get back to you. But that is what I want to know. One of the nurses then did a tongue now. I get for making when I get an opportunity, when I all go sit down and listen to her. Because I know it's about building trust, right? Myself, if person tell me anything I didn't have free tongue, I'm going to be super cautious. Because the world we're living in today is people are just criminals, People don't get sorry at. And this again, like I say, I don't have to do it. But if I don't do it, I succeed with me on people, at least I help somebody else, all right? That is why I'm doing this. I'm going to guide through the process. Like I be telling you, I don't get office space all I don't rent. I don't pay all things for the first 1 year. I don't pay the rent and everything. Just because I want to be say it is organized. I want it to be organized properly. Okay. So you get interest, just send an email to that email address that I will type when I'm done with this live, and we'll get back to you. But those are the updates that I wanted to give. All right. That's the update that I wanted to give. But guys, what I want to talk about today, if I can switch to my topic, proper now, it is about what is happening, with our society as a whole. When you look at the state of our democracy today and the level of awareness of young people, I cannot go without expressing, my admiration for young people these days. You see, this generation, I think if we continue along this trajectory, we are definitely going to make Africa a better place. The reason why I'm saying this is I'm reflecting now. I go back to the registration period in Freetown, in Sierra Leone. Let me not say Freetown, but in Sierra Leone, during the registration period that started for the election, September 3rd to October 4th, or September 4th to October 3rd, one way or the other, last year, the registration. When we see a lot of young people, they were so determined to come out and vote, right? They wanted to register because they wanted to vote. But what we saw was a system that was put in place to suppress and oppress those young people, so much to the point where then one day we'll not be getting them birth certificate. Because say we in Africa, people, parents, some of them born them, pick it, and they go take birth certificates. So a lot of our young brothers and sisters did not have their birth certificates with them, so they had to go get their birth certificates. And I'm going to do this without, analyzing the failures of the leaders, especially the opposition in Sierra Leone. I'm going to stay away from that because I just want this to be about, expressing my admiration and encouraging younger people to engage in civic education. That's what I want this to be. So if anything, I just want to keep the momentum, keep the attitude, keep the zeal and the zest that these young people have to participate in democracy and get involved. And I want to tell them say, you just don't have to engage in democracy or, only when it's elections time or when it's time to register or during the electioneering process itself. So within the last year leading up to the elections, that is not the only time that you should get engaged in your political, sphere. I want you to be engaged every day civically. And that is why I have this page for young people. If anything, I know their generation is going to be bright because with the advent of social media, it has made it a wonderful thing for information to reach these young people. Young people want to live a better life. They don't want to suffer like their parents suffered. They don't want to suffer like that generation suffered. They know because we live in such it's a global village now with social media. People see stuff and they see and they know that, hey, listen, the life that I'm living right now is not the kind of life that I deserve, and I deserve better. So younger people are waking up to these things. Young people want to drive good motorcar themselves. Young people want to have a nice house. Young people just want to have the basics to life. Nobody's looking to be wealthy and super rich and this and that, right? If that comes, right? But people just want to be able to have an opportunity. Young folks just want to have an Africa, a continent or a country like Sierra Leone, where they know that when they graduate college, they will be able to go off and do better things. There is job opportunities, not just in politics. What we've seen today in Sierra Leone and in most African countries, if you don't engage in politics, your only other option, to be honest with you, is if you don't have family connections or ties, you're not engaged in, supporting some political class of some reason, or if you're not lucky to have a job, with maybe some financial institutions like mostly banks, because we have a lot of those in Africa. I don't know why we have so much banks, but we don't have a lot of, industries, manufacturing industries. Of course, I know why we don't have them, because these leaders don't invest in those. We don't have 24-hour electricity, so that's a big deal in Africa too. That's why we don't have a lot of manufacturing jobs, and because the overhead cost, to run plants is too expensive, so much to the point that it might take away all the profits from somebody. But we know all of these things. We know young people are determined to want to live a better life. We know they want to be able to go to college, finish college, or say, you know what? I don't want to go to college, but I want to learn a vocational job. I want to become a plumber, an electrician, a masoner, a builder of some sort, right? I want to go into construction. I want to go into, auto mechanics, stuff like that. These should all be lucrative industries for people to work in and make a living and take care of a family, right? The last time I talked to you guys about, the fact that when you look at the way, a lot of these young girls, if you tell them you're a mechanic or you're a plumber, you're a fitter or you're a masoner, they don't want to have to deal with you, right? Everybody wants fast, fast, fast. I spoke about that, but that's not what I want to talk about. But I just want to say, to the young folks, keep it going. Get engaged, stay engaged. I have this platform. It's the People's Liberation Academy. I've told you guys that in 2028 or 2033, I'm seriously looking into contesting for the presidency in Sierra Leone. I have a young guy who asked me, not out of ignorance, right? He said, Ibrahim, he said, he said, I listen to these. He said, it's not a lot of people. It's just a small, minute folks. He say, they say, you talk about the Constitution all the time. He say, you talk about, protest. You talk about Section 26, subsection 1, that talks about the protections that every citizen has, the protections to their freedoms of assembly and association. He said, but why is it that we don't see you protest when they protest in America? He said, I'm not asking this out of ignorance. He said, I don't know. So I said, okay, how long have you been following me? He said, actually, I just started following you about 2 months ago, right? I said, okay. I said, that's cool. I said, I'm going to give you a pass because, 2-3 months ago, then you don't know much about me. I said, but for the ones that know a little bit about me, let me tell you why I cannot protest. And I'm going to say this again, right? It's the same thing I explained to him. I say, picture this. I say, would you rather, at least see that I can come here, I able to come and talk to her, do a Facebook Live like this, sensitize and educate. I say, why I'm doing it? I say, partly, apart from the fact that I want to pass on civic education, but secondly, it's because me heart's sweet. Everything is going bright and beautiful for me. Everything is bright and beautiful. I said, I consider to talk to her. I said, the reason why everything is bright and beautiful, not really because we all get problems, we all get issues, right? I'm just grateful for life. It's not like everything is bright and beautiful, but I have to be very grateful, right? When you speak with power. Your subconscious, everything you say is what you bring. It's the energy. Whatever you put out, it's the same energy you bring in. So everything is bright and beautiful. I don't need to come there and put all my problems, right? We all get problems, but I don't need to come here and put all my problems out there. But our problems will be taken care of because there's a Almighty God. With our own effort and by God in power, it goes together. You have to put effort. If you don't put effort, you say by God in power, I know they walk out with it, right? But I said, listen, the reason why I do that, partly not only because of civic education, it's also because, I have a job. I can go to work, come home, take care. I know everything is taken care of, the little things that I can take care of, right? I say, I'm in the military. For one, as a military professional and as a senior enlisted person in the military, I say, go look up what it's like for let you be, a master sergeant, E7 in the United States Air Force. I say, I'm a leader. I'm supposed to give guidance to younger airmen. So I don't pass that level where then go say, no. Right now, I cannot make mistakes. I'm not a perfect human being, but I cannot make mistakes on certain things. I will not be forgiven for that. So I know if I cannot be forgiven, I don't want to be court-martialed or I get to be kicked out or I get demoted so I cannot engage in political, physical protests. I said, well, I tell you what I can do. I can talk. I can write, which I mean, again, I do what I do, not because I'm making money off of social media. I don't. I say it again. I have no reason to hide that from you guys. If I do, I'll put it out here and I'll let you all know. I don't make money on social media. I do this because I love doing it. I do it because I love to teach. Like I said, my first degree was in teaching from Milton Magai College. My first certificate, education, was from Milton Magai College as a teacher. So I love to teach. It's one of those. If you give me opportunity, I can go on and on, right? I say, but the overall action thing is, because I'm in the military as a senior enlisted leader, I cannot engage in political protest or political activities like those. If anything, I'm sure those are the things where like the SLPP go look for. They didn't see Ibrahim they protest at a time like this, and say, when I look at him, instead I'm going to the Air Force, look, this guy is a military officer, is here protesting, engaging in political, activities like this. And it's not going to look good on me, right? So that is why. But I believe in the Constitution. I believe in, educating others for understand the Constitution. And if you're watching this live, some of you might not even have ever seen a copy of the Constitution. And that's fine. Don't fault yourself for that. It is the society, it's the system. And what I've seen with politicians, the Constitution, they only care about the parts that actually, the parts that they only care when it's time for them to care about the parts that is affecting them of the Constitution. So they'll start telling you about Section 77K. They'll tell you about Section 171Ds, but they will not tell you about just Chapter 1, 2, and 3 of the 1991 Constitution. They will not tell you about the fact that, Section 9 talks about educational, benefits. Section 8, Section 7 talks about, your health care, the fact that you should be provided with proper health care. It is all embedded in the Constitution. They will not talk about all of those to Unadi people. So I don't blame you guys because you don't know. But that is why I'm here, to let you guys know that it's always good to have a copy of the Constitution. Think about that. Have a copy of the Constitution, guys. You cannot go wrong. Read them, educate yourself, empower yourself, right? That is the beauty of what we have in the young people today. And that is why I want to encourage you guys. Let's get back to the basics for young people. Let me bring back respect, young people. Let me bring back dignity to society, right? Let me bring back humility. Because those are the things that are missing today in Africa. Because everything is moving so fast. Like respect is out the window, humility is out the window. But young people, especially Sierra Leoneans, I'm proud of you guys. Most of those folks that are, from the 18s, the 19s, 20s, 21s, 22s, 23s, 4, 5, 6, 27, 28. I am proud of you guys. You guys are awake. You see everything that is happening, and you want to make sure that you give yourselves a better life. So the only difficulty is it's having those leaders we go able to empower Una so that we can live the life that Una deserve. We don't have leaders yet in Sierra Leone that are willing to sacrifice to really empower the young people in that country. When you see political parties, the old folks, still run the show. That is why the People's Liberation Academy is going to be a political party for the young people of Sierra Leone. You're young. This is for you. We are all going to come together and build together. That is what I want to promise you guys. That is what I want you to know. So I want to encourage you guys, keep it up. Keep the zest for politics, to engage, because we're all political animals. No matter what you think about it, we are all political animals, guys. If you don't do politics, politics they do you. So one way or the other, get engaged civically. Talk to somebody. You see somebody, they do the wrong thing. Yeah, they're becoming a party fanatic. Tell them about Section 13 of the Constitution. Section 1.3, it talks about the duties of a citizen. So when you look at Section 13, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, you'll see what it means to be a good citizen in the nation. And not tell you say for cover up nonsense. Oh no. It says see things as they are. But my best part of Section 13 is B. Subsection B, which says every citizen shall cultivate a sense of nationalism so that your loyalties shall be to the state, not to your ethnicity, political party, loyalty to political leaders and all of that stuff. No, your loyalty should not be to me. It should be to the country. When I come here and speak to you, I'm speaking to you as a Sierra Leonean. And I'm speaking to you so that we can think as Sierra Leoneans and think about what is better for all of us, what is good for all of us, right? These are the questions we have to start asking ourselves, guys. So that is why I come out here and talk to you. You see, I'm putting it in straight, easy language for everybody to understand. But the young people, you youngins in Sierra Leone, you guys are doing a phenomenal work. You are engaged actively, and that's good. Keep it up. Don't let nobody take that fire away from you. Sierra Leone is going to be a better country. We all come together, no matter what you do. You see, and look at what is actually happening right now with the stalemates that is going on in our country. Because right now, guys, don't get me wrong, Sierra Leone is not Sierra Leone does not have a government. All of these with TSLPP they do so, right now. Sierra Leone does not have a government. The election, all we wanted was proper transparency. I mean, like I said, at some point, I'm going to talk about how we got to this point. Because for Mohamed Kanawe become so emboldened, it is over the years. Not overnight, Mohamed Kanawe become emboldened, though. It did not come, emboldened, or the SLPP as a political party. They were not emboldened overnight. Not overnight and get this zeal and this courage for perform this kind of a bad way and perform so this election. Like physically taking away the voices of the people. No. It is over time, waiting because you get lazy opposition leaders. Lazy. Some sell out. They all sell out. But some not going for sell out, so the way some man sell out, go join the SLPP. But lazy political leaders is what cause the decay of our democracy. And it cause the rottenness of the democracy today. For the moment, can we get the confidence for come and rig the election? So they enable for doing poll by poll in center, take to district, region, and all that stuff. For bring the results and collect them. Moment can we just announce what you want for announce. Not overnight, oh. When this man was appointed as the commissioner for NEC, we came out, we came out and talked about the fact that he's not qualified as a public officer. We talked about all of these things, right? We say, hey, this man, Section 7 is, 6 of the Constitution all the way through, to 4, and this man not qualified, oh. Because he's a public officer and not retire in position 12 months prior to him being appointed as NEC commissioner, right? All of those things. If we had a serious opposition then, and that telling them for them put a stop and say we're not going to move forward until this is taken care of. This man is not qualified. So again, it's a build-up. Unconstitutionality and illegality should not be condoned at any point in time. Anything that is unconstitutional. So unconstitutionality should not be allowed. No allow them. My brothers and sisters, some of you will know exactly what I'm talking about. That's here we know the take. No begin until today. No accept until today. Hoping say tomorrow I go away. Even in relationships, there are boundaries. You have to have boundaries, right? So man, they when they meet two man, because they want the human get bad trick, they're not going to say anything because they look after one thing, right? When they get that one thing, they are the tenor they want for come and say, hey, well, now this I don't like, now this I don't want. Then the human can kind of say, but you will be miss me, that's why I video. But wait to make that tenor, so you want to avoid stuff like that, right? So what you cannot condone, don't accept it. But I can understand too, because I think they would manage to and say, take Betty I said set I bet fat food, right? That's the code. Betty I said fat food. So I understand. So man can say, okay, I after the prize. Where I get the prize, then I can take control and take charge. But so that's a different kind of ball game. But in a day-to-day, dealings with people, don't condone anything today that you will not allow tomorrow. So with Mohamed Kanawe and the SLPP stealing the elections as they did, it's because it was condoned over the past years. We see everything SLPP wanted, SLPP got. For 5 years, they removed 10 members of parliament, silence. Can you imagine if the APC, the leadership of the parliament at the time, the APC, can you imagine if these guys, we say, you know what, you remove 10 members of a parliament, of a parliamentarians, we're not going back to that parliament. Can you imagine the impact for that if we forget? Like, we're already dealing with all this foolishness we deal with. So when it was time for registration, like I started off earlier, when for the very first time in Sierra Leone, then do registration 15 days yonder, 15 days over yonder. When we always don't have registration, we have always had a registration done concurrently at the same time across the country, 30 days. But for the first time, we see opposition leaders then go dance with SLPP when they split registration and say 15 days yonder, 15 days over yonder. They cheated the people of Sierra Leone. They make people in the rush, crazy. But the young people persevered. They said, we are going to go ahead. We are going to get our stuff done. We are going to take care of this. And say we register. We see them. Countless videos are out there of young people with complaints saying, unable for register, unable for register. At that time, where was the parliament? Nowhere to be seen, right? So these are all the things, but I'm proud of you young people. I just wanted to talk to you all, say, get engaged actively like you're doing. Stay with the People's Liberation Movement, the People's Liberation Academy. That is our political party. 2028 or 2033. It is not about your tribe, ethnicity, or political party where you belong. We deserve a better life. We deserve a change. And that is what I want to give to you guys. We deserve so much better. So that is why I'm appealing to all of you. Stay with me. Stay with me. 2028 or 2033. We'll change that country for the better. I'm going to contest that presidency. I'm going to have you young folks go contest for parliament. We're going to show you guys what to do. Because let me tell you this. I was born and bred in APC. Now my grandpa didn't find the APC. My papa na APC. My papa not get problem with me when they talk so. Because he's a liberal man. He knows say I'm a big man. And he knows say I form thoughts on my own. So my papa why they tell me say you go for deal with APC. No. You're not a big man. Have a thought on your own. As long as that the country interest you put above everything else. That's it. So that is what I want to tell you guys. We can make a difference. We can change that country there. By hook or by crook. Something is going to happen. We don't care what it's going to take. But I need your support as young people. Like we all come together and say we're going to make this happen. So 2028 or 2033, get ready. Get ready. It's going to be the political party for our generation, for the young people. Young people. Our executive is going to be young folk. No, you guys are going to take the platform because the future, when they are like future, who has the future? Now that 60 or 70-year-old man get the future? No, the future is you, 20 years. 20-year-old, you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, you know, early 40s. Now you get future. You talk about 20 years from now, 30 years from now. You have a long way to go. If you're not 21-year-old, 20 years from now, you're 41. Waiting at the life where you want for yourself. I know say 2028 is long, it's far under, it's 5 years from now. If you're 20 now, you're on 25. If you're 30, you're on 35. So if I not contest 2028, I say, okay, 2033, that's 10 years from now. If you're 20 today, you watch this live, you'll be 30 then. If you're 30 today, you'll be 40. So what do you want when that time comes, right? Because now it's not about even us, it's about our kids. If you're not 20 today, in 10 years, you must not get 2 to keep picking them. If you're 30 today, if you don't get picking it, at least in 10 years, you don't get picking them. What do you want for those kids, your grandkids? That's the question we should ask ourselves. So as young people of Africa, in Sierra Leone, I'm telling you, the People's Liberation Academy, that's the way to go. Yes, I mean, we're going to have a lot of, going to say what they want to say and whatever, that's fine. But it's about one time, let us come together and say, you know what, in 60 years, okay, we've seen, but let's come together as like minds with a revolutionary mindset and say, you know what, in? We're not going to deal, we're not going to get better health care. We're not going to get good roads. We're not going to deal with picking them health, you know, then schools them, dilapidated conditions. We're not really school them. Dirty and alaki in that country. They don't get proper bathrooms. You know, I see rain they come all in this there. We don't even conserve and preserve that water there. We don't have proper drainage systems for harvest all our water there. We use them. It's kind of water we got the bless you with rain. They come not to come on some country and they don't even get rain. They're having droughts, but we're so blessed in Sierra Leone, we cannot make use of all of that, right? So we say we're going to change that. This is the platform I'm offering you, all right? But I want to appreciate you guys. So like I said, I talked about, 2 things here, 3 things. One, I congratulate our brothers and sisters in the United Kingdom. We come out and protest today. I also, talked about the nursing, because guys, you can fast forward this live anyway. You can fast forward back and forth. I talked about the nursing program and guaranteed you guys that we're going to make things happen. Send an email. I'm going to type the email on this. When I'm done with this live, I'm going to send an email. I'm going to type the email. So send an email saying I'm interested, and then we'll send you some other documents and we'll direct you. But like I said, I have one of the nurses in Sierra Leone. She's going to be there for 2 weeks. And my plan is to have all of you guys, if you express interest, so try to be within that window. So you will able to be part of that. And so go send an email out to all of you. So when I all go sit down inside one room and when I go listen to them, We go tell you how I help them, how I guide them all the way through to also I reached like today. She's a registered nurse in America. Get paper, they bring in Pekin and come back. Yes. So I just want to, appreciate you guys. I'm going to leave it right here. Hopefully I come again and talk to you guys tomorrow. But yeah, for the young people, I'm proud of you guys. Keep doing what you do. Keep engaged. I know you're going to ask now, Ibrahim, well, how should I become a member? You are a member already. You are a member already of the People's Liberation Academy. That's all you need right now. You're a member. That's it. It is about the ideology, okay? All right. So I'm going to leave it right here, guys. Bye-bye, everybody, okay? All right. Take care of yourself. All right. Bye-bye.